Hi, I'm Kelly. As a life coach, I've noticed that the work I do with people isn't about their relationships or their jobs. It isn't about their kids or even how to find a way to get all the laundry done. All the work we do together centers around finding the answer to one simple question. What does it mean to live a fulfilled life? Join me as I explore this question and more in conversation with others in the Fulfilling Life interviews with me, Kelly Dahl, as your host. Hello, this is Kelly. Today I have the great pleasure of talking with Jamie Ridler. Jamie, thank you so much for being with me here today. Can you first tell everybody watching a little bit about yourself and the wonderful work you do?
Absolutely. I just say hi. And I love these video interviews because I feel like we're just looking each other warmly, eye to eye, and connecting. It's such an awesome way to start.
It's wonderful.
So I am Jamie Ridler, and I am the founder of Jamie Ridler Studios. I'm a creative living coach, and I help people bring their creativity to life. And I do that through classes and coaching and podcasting and making any chance I get, anywhere I can. I just want to sort of awaken that creative spark in people and help them find the confidence and that courage that it takes to turn that into something amazing. So that's what I do.
Such beautiful work, and I can attest as a dedicated listener of your podcast, which has definitely helped ignite my creative spark in so many ways, both listening to what you have to say and what you share, as well as the amazing variety of people you interview that just add different perspectives to so many things. So I'm a big fan of your work, so it's great to have you here. As you know, today we're talking about fulfillment and what it means to live a fulfilled life. So first, I would love to hear from you, Jamie. What does it mean to you to live a fulfilled life?
I love this question. It's just like a little one, right? It's just like a little thing.
Yeah.
So I think this is the sort of people's search for meaning. This is the meaning of life, is fulfillment to me. And so I think it has an intensely universal component, and I think it has an intensely individual component. So universal is, for me, that I think we're feel drawn to become something, like we all have seed inside ourselves, and we just feel that urge to become what seed is meant to become. And I think that journey, that experience is about our fulfillment.
I love that image of becoming as part of fulfillment, and the way that we grow and finding those things that nurture us to grow and be who we are. It's just
like there's that sense of filling up and becoming and getting bigger.
Yes.
It rises us up, really like reach the sun. I love that happens in our body. Mm-hmm. And that's a part of what we can trust as we're looking for fulfillment.
Yeah, definitely. Now, what do you do to get that building up, to get that growing happening in you, so that you are reaching your fulfillment? What does that look like in your life?
I think the biggest thing is the sense of self-awareness or paying attention to those symbols. So my body knows before I do, right? So my body goes, ooh, what's that? Or and feels pulled.
Yeah, and it's that self-awareness to be able to feel when that happens.
Yeah.
And knowing when it's coming from you through your own work and being self-aware, and it's not coming from, oh, well, my girlfriend likes that, so maybe I'm feeling that pull too, or my mom liked that, so I'm feeling it coming from yourself. What are some other things, would you say, that get in the way of being fulfilled and having? I love that. Just like my body keeps doing it now.
I would say that thing. I know it squishes me right down, and it can look like you're moving towards fulfillment. Like I'm doing the work. There's something different going on there. Just straight up fear. Mm-hmm. Growing by definition means into new territory. New territory is disorienting. And so I think fear gets in the way all the time. So we might feel a little weird that it takes a lot of bravery for us to say, I am going to go to that meetup where, just the women of this group are having coffee. But it's really scary for me. And, other people might be like, oh, that's no big deal.
Now, when you feel that fear or getting in your way, when you're going to be stretching yourself and helping yourself to grow more, what helps you get past those obstacles?
One thing for me is my adventure buddies, and I say, I'm going to do this. It's crazy, but I'm going to do this. And that just helps me take it a little less seriously. It helps me draw on my crazy teenage self, that kind of fearless part of me. And it taps into some fun. And I think having good friends, like good people who, I don't want to say they don't get scared for you. This can happen. This can be a barrier when you're doing something scary and suddenly everyone around you gets scared too. And that can pull you back from the edge. So I think it is important to have some people in your life that are going to go, yes.
Yeah.
And a huge strategy for me. The other thing that's really just practical is the very first thing I do is I try to figure out everything I can to make it less scary. So is being prepared to make it less scary? Does asking somebody else who's already done it what it's like, does that make it less scary? Does scheduling it in 3 days make it less scary? Because I'm so in my body, I'll be like, having good sleep the night before will make it less scary. So I think of all the things I can do, and then the only thing left is to do it.
Yeah.
And then I think there's something about continually growing our capacity to move through that fear that makes us braver and braver and more confident. There's a huge amount of self-trust that comes from risking, and I'm not saying always succeeding. I think there's self-trust from saying, I wanted that and I risked it. So maybe this time I didn't get it, but I did that, Nobody can take away from me that I showed up that day, that I said yes. That's incredibly empowering.
Oh yeah, certainly is. And you've coupled together a playful approach with being prepared, which I think that's how I try to operate, but I love how you've put it, because I think I talk to some people who think being playful with it and taking a youthful approach and thinking of it as a fun adventure. I talk about thinking of things as an experiment, and you're just playing around with something that is such a huge part of it, because it makes things feel more approachable. But that's not to say that preparing and getting support and getting a good night's sleep, all of those things too can be part of the play.
I think there's something, I don't know whether it's my background in theater or that I'm the oldest, that there's something in me that's really practical. Yeah. I want things to work. I want there to be a system. I want there to be a structure. I think when we're going to do something really stretchy, having solid foundations, is good, is really good. It's a part of what grows us. Yeah. And then, after that, have some fun.
Definitely. When you're laughing and having fun with it, it makes it a lot less scary, doesn't it?
Yeah, I know when I started working at Jamie Ridler Studios, when I started my own business, there was a time shortly after I started where it all got really tight and heavy, where I really started to just work so hard towards this career and business I really wanted. And I turned into like a major grump, and I was working all the time. And then it took me a couple of months, but then I got it that this is not why I did this. Yeah. If this was how my daily life was going to be, I might as well work for somebody else and finish it for a regular paycheck and have my evenings free. It just makes sense. So that's when I started to go, and I love working hard and having fun. So I just keep bringing that back to what I do.
Yeah, it's wonderful. Very, very inspiring. And I know, even though you're talking about building a business and different things like that, anybody can identify with that, because it's present in all aspects of our life, noticing when things are feeling tight learning ways to bring some space and bring that joy back in, so that that fulfillment, and again, I'm doing it, that fulfillment can come back to you, so that you are feeling good about whatever it is going on in your life.
I think it really naturally happens when we're pursuing something we love. So for me, it was in that minute, entrepreneurship, but it could be tennis. I went through the same thing when I was a club girl. Like suddenly becoming a club girl, it got all serious and I had to dress a certain way. And that's when it stopped being fun. That's when it became, something happened. Instead of it coming from inside of me, that was when somehow there was some social pressure creating that. And it was like giving away my true organic fulfillment to some external trappings. Kind of making that mistake that wearing that outfit or getting that gold star or making that much money means fulfillment. And that's just a disconnect. And really what happens is you notice you're not happy. Because, here you are doing something that apparently you love, painting, running, whatever it is, and you're not loving it. That's such a great time to stop and check what is going on.
And that tightness, that squeeze feeling that you talked about earlier, when that starts to play into what's going on, that's the time you really need to take a step back and say, well, what am I doing here?
Sometimes it's that, we can also collapse that our career or our vocation or whatever it is we're doing is our fulfillment. Our fulfillment is about, if we believe it's about this growth place, it's about being who we are, that can change. And so it may have been this place, this time, this way, a really long time. And that it's like that you got to shed that next level because something else is calling you. And that can be a particularly difficult and courageous time.
Oh, Jamie, you have shared so many wonderful, wonderful insights here. Just you've opened my eyes to new layers of what fulfillment is all about. There's so many things I'm going to take away from what you have said. So thank you so much for being here. Before we say goodbye, can you tell everybody where to find you? I'll also have all of the links in the post along with the video.
Great. It's easy to find me at openthedoor.ca.
It sure is. And everything is all there.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much for being here. It truly was wonderful to talk with you, Jamie. And I look forward to seeing more and listening to more of your podcasts.
Thank you so much.
Thanks.